everyone, happy Saturday. Happy that each of you can join me today. This week's theory, let's tap up the screen. Thank you, as I am 143. This is Professor Bundt Buddy. We are in week 5 of Intro to Baking. I may have some extra students in here. I was supposed to be subbing for Professor Shanice as she's out on spring break. Thank you for the gifts. And this week in Intro to Baking, we're discussing a bundt versus a pound cake, right? Thank you, Ebony. We're discussing a bundt versus a pound cake. And so I released our theory yesterday with regard to a bundt versus a pound cake. And who can tell me, based on the theory, type it in the comments, based on the theory, what is the difference in a bundt and a pound cake? Let's type it up. Type it in the comments. What are some of the differences that you learned when it comes to a bundt and a pound cake? Okay, remember, we have 2 different cakes baked in the same pan, same style, but they're different types of cakes. Okay, I see a comment in here. Hello, hello. Yep, there you go, Alicia. That's correct. Pound cake, yes, density. Oh, as I am, that's right, that's right. Bundt is a type of pan. A bundt is a shape, right? You can have a square bundt, you can have a circle bundt. You can have a heart bundt. A bundt is a shape, but a pound cake is an actual type of cake. And those are some of the things that we learned, as well as a pound cake is what? What's some of the history when it comes to pound cakes? Although this has changed throughout the years, what's some of the history that we learned as it relates to pound cakes? What's some of the history? Pound cakes what? Pound cakes should traditionally be what? Who remembers? From our theory. From Europe, yes. Pound of ingredients, that's right. A pound cake is a standard pound cake, which is what this is. This isn't a fancy, this is just a standard pound cake. Oh my God, I just kind of gave it away. But a standard pound cake is a pound of butter, a pound of sugar, a pound of eggs, a pound of flour, a pound of your essential ingredients, a 1-to-1-to-1-to-1 ratio. Now, this has changed throughout the years. We have people that, we have special pound cakes. We have mile-high pound cakes with 10 eggs and 5 cups of sugar and, just a variation of things. So pound cakes have changed, and of course they have evolved throughout the years, but that's what a traditional and standard pound cake is, okay? That's what a traditional standard pound cake is. So this cake right here, we have this cake right here. And we also have, I had to put some more glaze on this cake. I messed it up when packing it last night. We also have this cake right here, okay? 2 different cakes, both baked in the same 6-cup bundt pan. Both have 4 strawberries in the center of the bundt. And both are vanilla cakes. You want me to touch it? Who thinks the cake on the left, my left, your right? This cake, who thinks this is the bundt cake? Give me red if you think this is the bundt cake. Select the red smiley, the red emoji. That is pound, okay? Me, okay? And then if you think the blue, select blue if you think this is the pound cake, okay? Go ahead and answer that poll for me. Let me reintroduce myself. Welcome to week 5 of Intro to Baking with Professor Bundt Buddy. In week 5, in our theory, we are discussing the difference in a bundt and a pound cake, and we're trying to decide which one is which. Which one is which? Is this a pound cake? Is this a bundt cake? Is this a pound cake? Is this a bundt cake? What do you all think? Red is bundt. I think the poll went away. The poll went away. It was only up for a minute. Blue is pound. Red is bundt. Okay? Okay. You all are saying this is the bundt cake? That's what I'm seeing here. This is the bundt cake? Is that what you're saying? Okay. All right. Okay. Yes, yes, yes. Okay. Okay. So now I think it's the pound cake. Jess says she thinks it's, why are they hiding your comment, Jess? Jess says she thinks it's the pound cake. Okay. All right. So now this is the other cake. I had to put some more glaze on this cake because when I wrapped it last night, some of the glaze came off. But this is the other cake, okay? Now, who thinks this is the pound cake? Yes, Bundt is just the pan. But we have, Debbie, in this class today, we're comparing a Bundt cake and a pound cake. And right now, we're guessing. People are saying this is the pound cake. Okay. Pound cake. Shorter is Bundt cake. I don't know if you watched our theory yesterday, but shape is just, the Bundt is just the shape. So a pound cake can come in any shape. A pound cake could come in a low pan, a square pan. It could be baked in a regular cake pan. A pound cake is a type of cake. A Bundt is a shape. So that's where typically the confusion lies, is that people tend to think just because it's baked in a Bundt pan, it's a pound cake, but that's not true. People think just because they see this, it's automatically a pound cake, and that's not true. That's not true. So a lot of times you see recipes and people online saying, oh, this is a pound cake and this is this, and they're not true pound cakes. They're not true pound cakes. Remember, the Bundt is the shape. I have Bundt pans that are hard. We baked cinnamon rolls in a heart-shaped Bundt pan 2 weeks ago during Valentine's Day, right? I have Bundt pans. I just got my first square Bundt pan. I have a Bundt pan that's in the shape of a rectangle. It's a stadium. The Bundt pan is the shape. So either one of these can be a Bundt cake. The pound cake is the type of cake, typically, traditionally, although things have changed, traditionally, a pound cake is a 1-to-1-to-1-to-1 ratio. 1-to-1 ratio of the equal parts ingredients, okay? Also yesterday in our theory, we weighed our cakes, right? We weighed our cakes, right? What's the difference what should be a standout difference when it comes to a Bundt and a pound cake based on our theory from yesterday? Remember, we weighed our cakes. I showed both weights of each cake in our video yesterday. Pound cake is more than a pound, but yes. Thank you. So we also weighed our cakes. So we want to do the weights again today. Let's do the weights again today so that we can prove which cake is which, okay? Let's weigh them. Let me slide this out the way. Matter of fact, slide this over here. Got my weight right here. I'm gonna tear my weight. Come again. Okay, so let's see. I'm confused. If the Bundt pan is a pan and the pound is a type of cake, can any cake be a Bundt cake? Yes. But not a pound cake, not a traditional pound cake. Hey, all right, let's weigh this. I'm gonna put it up here so y'all can see it. All right, I have this cake coming in at this cake is 2.53 pounds according to this scale, okay? Let's weigh our other cake, okay? Back to zero. We're back to zero. All right, let's weigh this one, okay? Let me move it back. I have this cake at 1.15 pounds. 1.15 pounds, okay? All right, so now, based on what we just did, we just weighed both of our cakes. We've already discussed the differences in a Bundt and a pound cake, right? Let me put the other cake back. Remember, a traditional pound cake is equal parts a pound of essential ingredients, okay? That could be a pound of butter, a pound of eggs, a pound of sugar, a pound of flour, and typically a pound of liquid. That's for traditional pound cakes. That's how pound cakes started. However, throughout the years, pound cakes date back to the early 1700s. They were made with a pound of ingredients because they were baked to last. They were meant to last. However, a traditional pound cake is a pound of butter, pound of sugar, pound of flour, pound of eggs. 1-to-1-to-1-to-1 ratio. However, throughout the years, things have changed. We now add and subtract and do so many different things as it relates to a pound cake, okay? A Bundt cake, a strawberry cake, You can have a strawberry pound cake. You can have a strawberry bundt cake. You can have a lemon pound cake. You can have a lemon bundt cake. There are variations to these things, y'all. Just think about the birthday cake that you eat. The birthday cake that you eat, think about the texture. It's normally lighter, fluffier. A birthday cake can be baked in a bundt cake that does not, a bundt pan, I'm sorry, that does not make it a pound cake. A pound cake is more dense, more heavier. A bundt cake is lighter, fluffier. Okay, does that make sense? Yeah, so now, let's cut it. Which one should I cut first? The taller cake or the smaller cake? Let's cut it and look at the textures. So let's cut it. I'm gonna cut it. And y'all, it may not, y'all know how I always do, it may not be baked right, something may be wrong, anything, but let's cut it and see. All right. Okay, now look at this cake. Look at the crumb, how tight it is. You see that? Y'all see that? This is a pound cake, y'all. This is definitely, yes, cake lady. This is definitely a pound cake. You see how dense it is? You see how tight it is? See that? That's a pound cake, for sure. For sure, for sure. This cake I used all-purpose flour too. This is my simple pound cake recipe. This is the really easy one. I think it's pinned to the top of my page. Very easy. Very simple. This is a pound cake, y'all. The crust, but you can't really see the crust, but that's the crust on it right there. Look at the color. Y'all see that? But this right here is for sure a pound cake. Okay? So if you guessed pound cake for the one on the taller stand, you are absolutely correct. Give yourself a round of applause. Yay! You did it. Look at this. Y'all see that? This is a pound cake. See how tight that is? You see that? This is a standard pound cake. And someone guessed it yesterday and they were so perfect. They said you can see the crust across the bottom as well. It was crusty. Y'all see that crust across the bottom? See how it caramelized? You know how pound cake, the sugar caramelizes on top, but y'all see that crust? See how it's cracking and peeling? It kind of gave it away. Kind of gave it away. See that? You see that? It's okay. We're learning. That's the purpose of learning. So this right here is a pound cake. Okay? It's okay. So, open your mouth. This is your piece. Okay? You ready for it? There you go. Did you see that crumb? Oh, it's creamy in my mouth. You know how a good pound cake kind of melts on your tongue? That's good. I'm going to know this is the pound cake. I'm going to set this one to the side. And this bundt cake is very simple. It's actually a box of white cake mix. You probably want to write this down. It's a box of white cake mix, a box of vanilla pudding, 1 cup of buttermilk, 4 eggs, and 4 ounces of melted butter. That's it. Very simple, very easy recipe. Let me get another plate. All right, so now we're gonna cut our bundt cake, okay? Yeah. Wiping off my knife. All right, so let's cut it. All right, now look at this texture. Y'all see this texture? This is a bundt cake. Okay, you can see the texture difference? Y'all see that? All right, y'all see this? Let me do my finger test. Do my finger. See how it's sunk in there? Totally different texture. Pound cake texture, bundt cake texture. Can y'all see that? Look at the colors too. Pound cake. Yes, I did. 3.4 ounce box. Bundt cake. Pound cake. Bundt cake. Here's your piece. Ready for it? Thank you. There you go. This is good too. Very good. Very simple. It's good. But they're different cakes. Now let me show you this cake. See this? See the guts? See that? This is a vanilla bundt cake made with buttermilk. White, let me run it off again. 1 box of white cake mix, 4 eggs, 4 ounces of melted butter, 1 cup of buttermilk, vanilla. That's it. That's what this is. This is a bundt cake. Okay? Let me see if I can hold them up side by side so y'all can compare. All right, let's look at this. Pound cake, bundt cake. Pound cake, bundt cake. Y'all see that? Can y'all see the difference? All right, you can tell the difference, right? Can you tell the difference on the outside now? It is heavier. Can you tell the difference on the outside now? Did you just bake? No, I didn't. I baked these yesterday. I actually baked them Thursday. Did my theory yesterday. You can tell the difference on the outside now? Okay. And now on the inside, you can tell the difference. So next time you're somewhere, even in your grocery stores, when they're selling the bundt cakes, they don't label them as pound cakes. They'll say bundt cakes. Like they'll have an orange something or a 7-Up something. Yes, y'all see that? Look at those guts. Look at that texture. Look at the difference in the bundt cake texture and the pound cake texture. Okay? So now we know. Now we know. I got to get something to drink, y'all. But now we know the difference in a bundt and a pound cake, right? We go live on TikTok once a week. And then if you miss the actual live class, I go in and edit it and I bring it down to the recap, okay? If you're just now joining, I am Professor Bundt Buddy. We are in week 5 of Intro to Baking. And in week 5 of Intro to Baking, we are discussing the differences in a pound cake and a bundt cake. And on live today, cake is cake, right? Pretty much, yeah, cake is cake. And on live today, we cut into each of these cakes to show the differences as it relates to a pound cake, which is more dense, more heavier, more tighter in its structure, and a bundt cake, which is lighter and fluffier, and is not as heavy as a pound cake. So that's what we discussed, and that's what we learned in Intro to Baking week 5. I hope this was a fun lesson for everyone. So the next time you're in a store, the next time you're at an event, or the next time you're at someone's house and they say, oh, go over there and get a piece of that pound cake. You're like, are you sure that's pound cake? Because it may not be pound cake. It may very well be a bundt cake. I actually did today's class in an hour because I was prepared. We had everything ready to go. Thank you all for your guesses. And one last look. This is the pound cake. Remember to see the texture, how tight the crumb is on that texture. Don't block me, TikTok. I'm showing a pound cake. This is the pound cake. You can see with the crust. I'm sorry, with the cake guts and the texture. Okay. And you're welcome. This is our bundt cake. You can see with the texture, the cake texture. And look at how the crumb is right here with the bundt cake. You see that? Okay. We cut into both of them. And yeah, guys, that's going to be it for today's class. If there are no further questions, I'm going to give you your time back.